For this project, I select three countries that are Japan, Germany, and Australia in order to understand which one of them have the most competitive economy. I base that decision in some macroeconomic variables. After an analysis, I decided that Japan got the most competitive economy of all. And in order to understand why I choose Japan as the main one, I base my analysis in each variable and how they affect the economy. Well, for the GDP, Japan got the highest one between the three countries, what means that the country had a good production inside the territory. As well, that means that had good money circulating inside. As well, Japan got a low inflation rate, what means that the prices inside the market had no an inflation value. Also, the coin is not evaluated, and as the inflation rate is not under zero, means and being low means that the economy is stable. As well, Japan also got a low unemployment rate, what means that more people is working and paying taxes and less people who don't. All, as well, most population is working and producing money, so people can be able to expend more and invert that money in the market. The other variable is the Human Development Index, that Japan got a really good one, ranked as the number 19 country with the best HDI. That to calculate this index is important to take into account the GDP per capita, what means that Japan got a really good one in order to keep that position. As well, Japan got a high external debt over the GDP. That can be seen as something positive because for obtaining that amount of money as a loan, the country have to be considered with a stable and a good growing economy. In order to understand how the all variables affect the economy, we can see all together and we can perceive that Japan is a country with a good and stable economy that is constantly growing. One of the reasons why is that has a market with a good quantity of money circulating, what makes a relation of offer and demand constantly grow. For keeping that position and that constantly growing economy, Japan needs some main trading partners that can follow the rate of their economy. So they have China in the first position and United States in the second one. But for understanding why are they their main trading partners of this country, is important to know the relationship that they got. Well, let's start with China. The two Asian countries have not had the best relationship over their history, but through the last years that have been changed, at least at the economic view. That is thanks to that China have experimented some changes inside their economy that have boosted and make it grow. Something that calls the attention, especially from Japan, because in 2019 Japan invested $14.4 billion in China, making this the second country on the list of the Japan FDI in Asia. As well, these two countries present a codependent relationship, as being China the first main trading partner of Japan and Japan the third main partner of China. As well, China is one of the production base for Japan's cars, computers, and electronic gadgets that are shipping around the world. Also, China is Japan's largest export markets and trading partner, what explains what these two countries are so influential and depends from the other. Now let's talk about United States. Well, these two countries over their history also have some conflicts, but contrary to China, they know how to overcome the difference without leaving tension or cultural dislikes. The relationship between Japan and United States after their past conflicts have been improving to the point that both nations collaborate closely on international diplomatic initiatives and have one of the strongest and deepest economic partnership in the world and feature substantial trade and investment flows. As well, both countries are one of the main foreign direct investors of each other and also present a codependent relationship. Also, it's important to mention why China is further than United States. Well, Japan depends more from Chinese goods and services as being the base production for Japanese, and also the economic exchange between these two countries is superior than between Japan and United States. Some information that will help to understand the relation that Japan has with their main trading partners worldwide is their main export and imports that Japan got the last year. Because what Japan export most is what to going to sell to their partners, and what Japan import most is what they're going to buy. So it's important to the country offer what Japan import most. As well, another aspect that is important to take into account is the business culture, because for them is that really important. as they have 90% of their population is Japanese, what means they are not really diverse country. So it's important to take into account their traditions and beliefs in order to make business. One of the most important things for them is that they tend to analyze people. They base their decisions on their first impression and the other party behavior. As well, for them, time is really important aspect because for them, be on time means the same as keep a promise, and that show how trustworthy a person is. As well, they respect the ages and the status, and for them it's really important the protocols. So if you are going to do business with a Japanese person, it's important to don't skip the protocols. As well, they are known for have a collective conscience because they tend to be on groups rather than be individual. They practice the ringi system where they take decisions by groups rather than individual. Now that I explained about the Japanese culture, territory, and behavior, I'm going to show the business opportunity that I found out. Well, the business opportunity is the avocado because through the exponential growth of the production and offer of Colombian avocado, the country has exported the product to many different territories, being Europe the principal buyer, something that show and guarantee the quality that the product has. As well, the Colombian avocado has been exported to many nations and had opened different markets, but not established a concrete and solid relation with Japan in terms of avocado. The production of Colombian avocado have been increasing through the years and have been positioning itself worldwide to the point that currently Colombia is the third production country with the same position of harvest area, something that is due to the geographical position and the production cycles of the Colombian territory. That is an advantage and a benefit that the country has, what makes Colombia a very competitive producer. And how this affect Japan? Well, the consumption of avocado inside the Japanese territory is increasing thanks to the popularization that the product is having, thanks to the new trends and the different preparation options that the product has, and the benefits that they offer. Some things that call the attention of Japanese people because they are known for having a healthy alimentation. As well, maybe the sum of all the expenses incurred on the exportation will elevate the value of the Colombian avocado at the Japanese market, but the purchasing power that the Japanese people has, it's really good. According to my research, Japanese people expend almost 16% of their incomes in food. That if is compared with the total income that they have is a good quantity that shows that can afford expense. Something that like in the market that they have, an avocado is range for 100 to 300 yens, that is approximately 1 to 3 US dollars, what is actually a good price that can bring profits to the exportation company. But this business opportunity also experiments some challenging traits, as the distance between the two territories that are separated from thousands of kilometers, something that could difficult the transportation logistic, including the inventory, because as the avocado is a non-perishable product, so it's possible that the shipload will experiment some losses during the transportation. Also is the fact that currently don't exist a direct transportation between the two countries, something that will increase the shipping expense because both aerial and maritime have to stop in different ports, what means that the shipload will have to achieve all the regulations and permission that every port demand. As well, the Colombian avocado will have to experiment some trends when they enter to the Japanese market because they are already another suppliers of this god in the Japanese territory. One of them is Mexico, that is the main supplier of avocado for Japan, what means they are already positioned in the market as they already know how to handle the requirements and they have a competitive advantage. But there is where the strength of Colombian avocado appears. The demand of avocado in Japan is really high and they already had some suppliers, but most of them are from America, what means that the transportation will take similar time and cost the same as Colombia, but having the competitive advantage and the production sector because as being a tropical country, Colombia has two production seasons in a year, what means that the price will keep stable during a year. As well, the fact is that ranking as a third exporting country of this good in such a little time what means that the capacity and potential of the country is really good and competitive, showing that it's prepared and have the capacity for expand their exporting territories. The differentiation strategy that Colombia offers is on prices, that Colombia can offer lower prices with a good quality of products in a high quantity that could meet the demand, and also on the logistic, because Colombia already has the route to Japan with different options, can be maritime or aerial delivery, that could create more jobs and foment the improvement of the economy worldwide, not just in the two countries involved. As was mentioned previously, positioning the product can be seen as a strength. That's why I bring a positioning proposal. The proposal is addressing the product to target market as restaurants and hotels, offering them the alternative of having fresh with high quality products in first hand without going through third parties in a directly way. What can give them better prices, all this in order to stand positioning Colombian avocado in the market with a good marketing strategy.